again. I'm really happy, and I'll explain to you why. It's because this rifle, I'll stick it there, this rifle, which is just the stock, is the metal bit. This rifle I've finally gotten possession of. So it is a Persian Mauser. History of it is that when what was then Persia, it's now called Iran, the Persians were looking, once they'd essentially gotten independent of a lot of the influences of Great Britain, Russia, Turkey, they essentially wanted their own firearm. They wanted to equip the army with modern firearms. So this was in the late 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. And at that time in Persia there was a lot of Mauser nagants from Russia around, which they also used and became available. And there was also British Lee Enfields, they were around, and probably a heap of others. Mausers were, sorry about the sweat, Mausers were definitely there, and the Persians were not particularly impressed by the Mauser nagants because they're crap. Sorry. And they weren't particularly impressed by the Lee Enfields because they're, I won't say Lee Enfields are crap, but there's a reason why the British were going to replace it with the P14, which is a Mauser. Yeah, the British were going to replace Lee Enfields with a Mauser design. Yes, they were. Don't deny it. Stop living in the delusion. And so what they ended up doing was saying, yep, this Mauser 98 is the shit. So they went, right, we want, I don't know how many they wanted. I think they wanted 250,000 of them or something like that. Or I think the order was for 180,000, or I can't remember the exact number. I think the numbers are a bit vague. So anyway, they went to Germany and they went, right, we want Mausers. And Germany went, well, you know what? Because of the armistice, we're not allowed to produce weapons in those numbers for export or even for ourselves. And the Persians went, oh, yeah, all right, so who can we go to? So there was essentially two large manufacturers that they could have gone to at that time. FN in Herstal, in Belgium. They could have gotten a ton of Mausers off them. And the other one was the Brno factory in the Czech Republic, which was CZ, Česká zbrojovka. So what they did was, I'm not sure what the criteria was that made them decide on getting them made at the Brno factory, Brno, but they did. So these Persian Mausers are essentially CZs. They're all of the writing on them is in Farsi. There's no Latin script whatsoever on them. There are numbers, but there's like, they've actually got, someone has actually stamped the serial number in Latin numbers, in Western numerals over the top of the Farsi numbers, but it's got this really beautiful Persian crest, which is a line in front of a rising sun, which I've heard someone refer to it as, oh, that's the Pahlavi crest. No, it's not. It's a very, very old Persian symbol. It's much older than the Pahlavi regime or the Pahlavi dynasties, because the last Shah of Iran, who was called Reza Pahlavi, was a fake. His name was not Reza Pahlavi, it was Reza something or other else. He was not a Pahlavi, which is like the royal lineage of Persia, of Persia, Iran. He wasn't a Pahlavi. He orchestrated a coup in conjunction with the CIA and the British and whoever, and took the Iranian crown, became Shah. So he was not a Pahlavi, and that is not a Pahlavi crest. That is a very, very, very old Persian symbol. The writing on the stock, again, someone has put Western numerals on the stock. Just cut them in. I'm not sure why that is. The stock itself, and it's still got the original. Yeah, all right. Like this thing's So it came. There's a bit of sellotape, sticky tape. It came disassembled like this because the package would have been really, really long. I mean, the rifles, the barrels. What is it? What's the barrel? The barrel is. Let's have a measure of it. The barrel is. So it's to the ring, to the action. It's 28.5 inches. So that's a pretty long barrel. So if they had assembled, it would have been really, really long, and it would have cost more. And this touches on a very touchy subject, which sort of pissed me off big time. But first of all, because I am celebrating my Czech-made Persian Mauser, I'm having the Czech Republic's most famous export, which a lot of people aren't even aware of, and that is, it's called a Pilsner Urquell. That's the German, or when Czech Republic was under Austria-Hungary, a part of Austria-Hungary, this is what they called it. They called it Pilsner Urquell, which is German for Pilsner from the source. But its proper name is Pilsenski Prazdroj, Pilsen's product. And this is the original. 4X, VB, blah, 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 all your, Tui's, Heineken, all those beers are copies, or cheap copies of this that don't really get up to standard. So I'll tell you what it tastes like. It's a very complex taste. They use a 5-strain yeast, so 5 different strains of yeast. I don't know why, but yeah. But it is exceptional. Anyway, back to the gun. So I'll tell you what happened. I was perusing, because I got it from Cleaver Firearms, right, in Margate in Queensland, Brisbane. I was perusing their website, used guns, and I see Persian Mauser, excellent condition, excellent bore. And I'm like, I was just like did about 100 double takes. What? They had probably one of the rarest Mausers that you can get on their website, and it had an excellent bore. So and one thing about Cleavers is that when they say excellent bore, it means excellent bore, and this bore is like, it looks brand new. I'm not shitting you. That bore, I don't even need a light to look at it. That bore looks like it's brand spanking new. So even though this rifle, the woodwork is beaten up, the steel work is really, really nice. I haven't seen any pitting at all. For some, now they didn't take the top cover off, because that's what you got to dismantle the rear sight to get the top cover off. They never did that. But considering just the complete lack of rust and pitting or anything on this rifle, I'm not going to take it off either. Maybe later down the track I will, but there's really no point. There's a bit of foam. So anyway, I see this on Cleaver's website, and I'm just, man, I was like, I've got to have it. I've got to have it. I've got being an absolute devotee of Mausers and Mauser 98s and really, really rare, well-made Mausers, and this is the quintessential rare, really well-made rare Mauser. I just had to do it. I rang him up and I said, right, yep, I want it. So anyway, after a while, like, there was, because they'll send you via email, they'll send you updates on your order, and the order wasn't getting updated. So, like, it'll be to pay or paid or on hold or set aside or dispatched or to dispatch or whatever. It just wasn't updating. So I rang them up and I said, "What's going on?" And they said, "Oh, yeah, it's going to get dispatched." And I said, "Yeah, well, look, that's been like over a week. It doesn't take a week to dispatch it." And I said, "Can you please set it aside because I'm not going to be home?" And they're like, "Yeah, all right, no worries. If you pay the full amount, they'll just keep it, set it aside, no problems." Anyway, and then I'm conversing with the individual who's the lady, and she asked me the question. This is after talking to her for a little while. She finally asked me the question, "Is this address a private address?" I said, "Yeah, it's the same address that Australia Post sends, that you send all the guns via Australia Post to." And she said, "Oh no, we can't do that." I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Oh, the gun's too long. The package is going to be too long." I said, "What? Since when?" She said, "Well, Australia Post have updated their equipment, their processing machines, and any package over, they won't allow any package over 105, even though I got a gun sent by them which was in a package that was 112 via Australia Post, delivered to my door not long after that, which sort of rendered that a crock of shit." But, so she says, "Yeah, we can't send anything over 105. It has to go via Star Trek." And Australia Post owns Star Trek. There's only one van that comes here. You don't get an Australia Post van and a Star Trek van delivering shit. It's just one van, same guy. So anyway, okay. So where can I get it delivered to? She said, "Oh, it's got to get delivered to a business." I said, "All right, yeah, all right." Like, when you say business, well, I've got a friend who's a florist. That's a business. Can I get it delivered there? Being a smart ass. And she said, no, they've got to be licensed. I said, "Are you talking about a dealer?" She said, "Yes." So I'm squeezing this, massaging this information out of her. Like, it didn't readily come to me. I had to probe to get the actual details of what the hell had to be done or could be done. She said, no, it's got to be a dealer. Well, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? All right, there's a dealer in my town. He's only a small, he's a sports shop owner, and but he's a gun dealer. So here's his address, here's his details, here's his license number. There you go. Can you send it to him? Yeah, no worries. I said, "Look, just send it to him. Give me the tracking details, and I'll be there when it turns up, and I'll sign for it." Yeah, no worries. Well, that's not what happened. I'll tell you what happened. What happened was that in the meantime, without any consultation or letting me know what's going on, they disposed this firearm, which I'd paid for and was legally my friggin' property, they disposed it to the dealer. So, anyway, I get to the dealer, this is a while later, and I says to him, is that firearm turned up? They reckon they sent it and that it was delivered. Yeah, it's here. I said, "Well, can I have it?" "No." "Why not?" "Because they disposed it to me. Cleveland Firearms disposed it to me, so you've got to lodge another PTA to get it off me." I'm like, what? Cleaver, If you're going to dispose a firearm that I purchased, that I paid $3,000, lodged the PTA, if you're going to dispose it to the dealer, you got to let me know. Don't just do it behind my back. All right, that's shit. So I'm really pissed off with you guys because of that. Really, really pissed off. That was bullshit. You should have rung me up and said, listen, the only way that this is going to happen is if we dispose it to the dealer, and I would have gone, yeah, right, okay. Because that dealer got found, okay? He's only a small dealer, he's only allowed to hold so many firearms, and that firearm sitting in his cabinet for that long really screwed him around. And I was really, really apologetic when I went and picked it up. So Cleaver Firearms, that's crap. That's not good enough. If you're going to do anything like that, lodge it Form 10 or 11, whatever it is, and dispose it to the dealer, which makes me... So I had to lodge another PTA to get it off the dealer. That's crap. Anyway, so... But I'm happy that I've got it, because the PTA didn't take long to come through. So where was I at? Yeah. The bore is absolutely excellent. The steelwork is really quite pristine. It's dirty. It's got a lot of cosmoline on it and crap on it. There is a little bit of pitting on the bolt handle, which is normal because that gets handled more than anything. The bolt itself, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a cleaning rod. There's a sling, the original sling, which these things are really rare, and it's not dry and crumbly, which they usually are. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up and then assemble it, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm going to speed the rest of this up. How much battery have I got? I don't know. I'm going to stop it, because who the hell wants to see me mucking around cleaning a firearm? So I'll stop it and then I'll get back to you. So the sling is really nice. It hasn't perished. It's still supple. So I've put what's it called? Ballistol. That's what it would have been used to treat the firearm. Everything, metal, wood, leather. Ballistol, that's what it was designed for. It's over 100 years old. So there she is in all her glory. Amazing. The condition of so there's no cracks in the stock at all. The condition of the metalwork is superb. Like, I mean, really, really, really good. On par. In fact, the condition of this metalwork is on par with the Schmidt-Rubens, like the K11 and the K31. I've only got the K31 now, but the K11. So when I looked down the bore, it looked pristine, like brand new. Not even dirty, nothing. So I did put a patch through it, and that's how it came up. That's pretty good, and the second patch was like that. So 2 patches and she's clean, which is quite surprising, but the bore is just to die for. Now the action, it's beautiful. It's the best. Well, I don't know, that Israeli Mauser is really smooth because it's older than this. So I'm going to test the trigger, because I've not weighed the trigger, but it is really nice. It's a 2-stage as usual, and it's got a reasonably heavy take up, and then it breaks. So being a Mauser 98, it's a cock on open. So let's go. So I'm celebrating. Yippee! I'm so glad I had this gun. I'm going to shoot it tomorrow. After all the dramas, but just how well it's made. It's got sort of features that like with screws and keepers and bands and that are actually better than the German guns, I have to say. Ready? Right. Ready? So the take up is pretty heavy, 4.5 pounds, and it breaks at 8 pounds 5 ounces, which sounds like a lot, but when you actually shoot it, pull it, you know, with your finger, it doesn't seem to be that much, but then it is a Mauser. Alright, so 6 pounds 9 ounces, there you go. I didn't think it was 8 pounds. I think it's more like, yeah, 6 pounds 9 ounces. Ready? £6 6 ounces. Okay. Clear. Ready? Clear. Ready? Yeah, £6 5 ounces. So about, I don't know, 6.5, 6 pounds 5 ounces, 6 pounds 6 7 ounces, which is pretty good. All my other Mausers had really heavy triggers. That's not bad at all. I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels really nice, really nice, really crisp, positive. Man, this thing is just a work of art. It is superb. The metal, the condition of it. You know what? I found zero rust. I mean, zero. So this thing was really taken care of. There was some residual cosmoline in a few sort of corners here and there. Not much though. And what was I going to say? There was a little bit of dirt, gunk, you know, sand, sort of grit, especially at the bottom, in the magazine, which is not unusual because that's at the bottom, and everything's coming in. Man, this rear sight is just, and it's really nice because it's got the dual buttons that you have to press, and it's really smooth to operate. Wow. That is just superb. That is, I'm gushing. I really am. But this thing is such a beauty, and that's a really nice sight picture. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's I can't say enough about it. I can't wait to shoot it and see how I go. So until tomorrow, when I go to the range, shoot I'm gonna have 2 guns to shoot. Yeah, so I'm gonna be there all day because I'm gonna shoot the ATA Turquoise, and I'm gonna shoot this because I was able to pick it up today. So yes, I'm so happy. This thing is absolute a work of art. It's gorgeous, and I have no doubt that it will be super accurate. So until then, see you later.